Welcome to this next episode of the Give a Shit podcast. Today I've got a real special guest for you, Queen of the Glass, Angela Worgan. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I started this podcast with a mind of how do we allow people to view it, hear it, listen to it, for people that one, really give a shit about what they do. So really care. I'm not talking about works 8 to 5. I'm talking about the people that really put it in. And when I first met you, Anne, I always thought you're the type of person that you'd be really good for this, because I understand that you've been on a journey yourself, and I'd like to probably start there, about just to hear a little bit more about you, rather than Abbey Glass and all that. What is it? What's that? Where did you start? So explain that to me. Left school.
Where did I start? So born in Scotland.
Born in Scotland.
Very rebellious, going through school. Realised I had a real issue with authority. And at 8, I had a really...
Did that continue?
Yeah, well, to my current position today, yeah, I kind of had to get there. So my parents were quite strict growing up, very strict, which when I look back now was quite fair, because it was quite a rough area that I lived. So at 18, at my height of my rebellion, went on holiday with my mother and my auntie and met a Welshman.
Okay.
And said I'm moving to Wales. So I left. Much to my mum and dad's dismay, I might add, they were like, "What are you doing?" And I said, I want to live in Wales.
And how old were you at this point?
18. So left, moved to Wales, and at 19, just going into 20, got pregnant with my eldest son now. Brilliant. And so had my first boy at 21.
Family still involved at this point? Was everybody still together?
Yeah, very close. I used to go back home probably once, twice a month, or every 2 months, I'd be home all the time. But obviously growing older, I realised how much I missed my family. Even today, you know, my parents are very much alive, and they're 80 next year, and yeah, I go home quite a lot. So still got a very close family unit. I've got an older brother as well. Okay. I'm really close to him. So yeah, I still very much go back and forth to Scotland.
That's nice. So that's where we got the Squelch from.
That's where the Squelch comes from. Yeah, you'll hear some Scottish coming out. And if I get angry, everyone says, "Oh yeah, I can hear your Scottish accent." Which isn't very often. I don't get angry often.
So you spent years at massive corporate machines like Sony.
Yes.
Barclays.
Yes.
So what was the exact moment that you realised that the corporate world was, sort of breaking your spirit, I suppose? And why did you choose the trade that you chose?
So I left Sony when I was pregnant with my second son, because we were doing a really great redundancy package at the time. I actually loved Sony, and I'm still really passionate about Sony and all its ethos and everything. Yeah. So I learned a lot there, and my husband still works here. He's a director, so still very much involved with Sony, especially when we do social things. Yeah. I still see a lot of the people that I used to work with and things. So yeah, it wasn't that I wanted to get out of corporate. It was just the right time to kind of take a year out, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was really confused. This is where I'm quite wild. Let's retrain as a beauty therapist. Okay. So that's what
you did? And you left the job at this point?
Yeah. I'd had my second son, and I thought I need something that kind of fits in with this mother lark, and I've got to kind of be there and be a mum. So yeah, that fitted in socially, and I could do it in between looking after the kids. So yeah, I did that for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Oh, right.
So I did enjoy it, but it wasn't taxing. It wasn't, I didn't find it fulfilling enough. Okay. So I thought I need to find something. And my best friend was working in a glass company, and she used to talk about glass all the time. Very, very passionate. And I used to think, is there much to learn about glass? Yeah. And just randomly rang her one day, and I said, do you think we could work together? And she said, yeah. So I rang her boss and I said, you have to give me a job. I said, I'll work part-time. I'll do accounts. I can do anything. Because I think I can most of the time. And he said, okay, I'll give you a go. He said, no nonsense. You're there to work. I know your friends, but you can come in and I was like, yeah. And that was it. I've been there ever since.
So basically, you pushed your way in.
I said I was coming to work with her, and she was like, yeah. But 32 years she's been there, and she's still my best friend. So we're doing all right.
And where do you think that like work ethic came from?
My parents. My dad was a really hard worker. I remember them working all hours. My mum used to lift me out of my bed and take me into the neighbours to go early hours to work, and I'd go back to the neighbours, or they'd work really odd hours to whatever they had to do, basically. And my dad really instilled in it is you don't get nothing for nothing. You have to work hard, and I think that is just instilled in you from your parents, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And I think because I left home so young, I had to do it for myself.
Yeah.
Very independent, and very resilient. So I think you have to be confident. You have to be, you can't start crying if something goes wrong, or you just got to push on through and get on with it. So probably quite old-fashioned in my ways, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that like when you were 18, was it 18 you left? That's a big step, isn't it? I look at my daughter now, and like she's 13, and I think like 18 leaving,
and then getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Then being a mum.
Yeah.
21. Well, I think it was just my 21st birthday.
So how did you actually get into like this corporate world? How did that happen?
My first job, I was in school, and I hated school. Really hated school, but I loved the school librarian because she was quite cool.
Okay, fair.
So when we had
for a librarian,
yeah,
it's a big shout out.
She was really cool. And on free periods, you could go into the library and basically just sit and chat to her. I didn't really read books or anything. Just went and chatted to her. And she was like, "What are you going to do with your life?" And she used to say, "What do you?" And I was like, "Well, I want to be a stockbroker." And I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
She said, "Well, she got the books out and the career books, and she said, you need to do this, you need to do." I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go to university." She was like, "All right, right, I don't know how." But then she called me one day. I was walking past, and she said, "Come in." And I went into she said, "I found this in the newspaper," and it was they wanted trainee personnel to go and work at Barclays Stockbrokers, to go to Trowbridge, to learn all the portfolios and things there, and then bring all the work back up to Glasgow. And I thought, oh, that's a bit of me. Oh, so I'll be away from home.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So, yeah, they used to fly us down on a Sunday, and they'd fly us back home on the Friday. I didn't realise when I took the job that we were taking these people's jobs either.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was... it was an
awkward
realisation when we kind of got there, and we were having this, it was in a boardroom like this, and they were saying, well, you're going to learn these jobs, and the people that are training you are going to be made redundant. And I thought, I was like, do the people know they're going to be made redundant? They're like, oh, it's going to be shared. I thought, oh, these people are going to hate us.
Yeah.
16, 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
Learning
what do I know?
administration jobs and taking it away. And we did that, went back to Glasgow with all the portfolios and everything, and they were Premier Banking at the time. But the stockbroking guys were downstairs, and they were all men. Mm-hmm. On the first floor, they were down a floor from us. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. And I started, looking into it. I sat my foundation, stockbroking exam and things, and spent some time with the advisory people there. And I thought, I love this.
Okay.
So then when I was doing I'm leaving Scotland, I'm going to Wales.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what are you going to do? So I started applying for all these stockbroking jobs. Kind of talked myself into anything. So I secured a stockbroking job with a big firm in Cardiff.
Right, okay.
But I didn't take it because I was so scared. I was like, I can't do it. I'm a fraud. I was like, I can't take this job. But I sat in a big boardroom with the people that interviewed me, and they were,
yeah,
I could have done the job.
Yeah.
But I just got in my own head.
Why?
So my life could have been really different.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so I didn't become a stockbroker.
What was that? Is that confidence?
Yeah, I think women overanalyze. And me, you know, if you ask the people closest to me, they'll say, oh, yeah, you're a massive overthinker. I always go to the what if.
Worst case?
Yeah. And that's just who I am, you know.
Yeah.
And it never really happens. But yeah, if I say I'm going somewhere, I'll be saying to my husband, oh, what if someone, and you say, oh my God, you say, what if, you know, a unicorn comes flying past and...
Yeah.
I think women do that, don't they? It's a woman
I think
thing.
it's a woman thing, is it? Because I think a few people, you know, I know a lot of people that like do overthink.
Yeah.
But do you ever find that holds you back?
No, because the other side of me is all risk. So yeah, I'm a bit unhinged. So I'll be thinking the worst, but actually I'm still going in there with 2 feet.
Like an enigma wrapped up in a mystery by the sounds.
Yeah, I think I like the risk.
Love it. Building a business and then building that for scale, that can be like, 1, hard.
Yeah.
2, brutal behind the scenes on your own mental health and the way that you look after yourself and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. So, like, who's your support network?
Oh, my husband's incredible.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't praise him enough. He's so supportive. And we're both supportive to each other. He's got a hugely pressurized job as well. But yeah, he's there thick and thin, and he listens, and we'll talk about things. And I've got really good friends, and my kids, you know, I've got a really good support network. I can sit and rely on a lot of people, more than 2 hands, you know.
So who shaped you as a leader?
I think I've had a lot of influential people. So I'd be wrong to kind of... The previous owner of our business was quite ruthless.
Okay.
And he wouldn't mind me saying that, because I still speak to him today. You know, we're still very good friends. But he taught me a lot of resilience. And, you know, he was very ballsy, very, you know, he was a big presence, could be quite intimidating. And he would walk into a room with, you know, big tall guy, and he could be quite intimidating. And, you know, I had to kind of stand beside that as well. So I think that kind of brushes off on you that, you know, even though you might not feel confident, you've still got to kind of show that, you know, you've got control of this, and, you know, everything's going to be okay. Even if inside my heart's bumping out my chest. And
so you learned a lot from him.
I did. Yeah, I did. And we've got a really good, you know, I didn't know a proper board structure before I got the company. But I've got people beside me on that board that are very level-headed and very supportive. So they've been excellent, and a really good senior management team around me. So, yeah, I'm lucky.
So, yeah, was it March 22 that you did the deal?
Yes, I still remember the day and the time. Sitting with all the papers.
Yeah, that's it.
What am I doing?
And that's the moment you put pretty much everything on the line, I suppose.
Yeah. I think I really believed in the business and the people. Really believed in the people there. And I knew, you know, what could possibly go wrong. I kind of went to that place, what if?
Yeah.
You know, taking the old owner out the equation, what's lacking, what's missing. But I kind of felt like I was bringing certainly structure around me to kind of keep it going and keep it growing, I think is the thing that we wanted to do. So yeah, I think.
So when you took it on, like, what's revenue at? Where are you at then?
We were probably around the 4.5 million.
So nice small business.
Yeah.
Growing.
Yes.
And at that point, you've got in your head, like, I'm going to take on this beast.
Yeah.
Explain to me that, like, that like the psychology of that, because the risk to take all of that on.
Yeah.
You've got a husband at home. Did he have a good job then?
Yeah, he's been in Sony for a long time, but he's only recently been made a director, which is, great acknowledgement of, what he does. But
the risk element.
Yeah, obviously my house, because I had to find funds and I had to, find a way to do this. Yeah, I think, and obviously with my oldest son working in the business at the time, I thought it's not just it's his, it's, all these people, I've got to live up to this and I need to make sure that this works.
And how many staff did we have then when you were first taking that on?
32, about 32 people.
Yeah, so it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, and their family. And I think that was the thing that I think quite early on, I thought it was a realization. I'd heard people say it before, you're not just responsible for people, you're responsible for their families and, their livelihood, their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think early on, I thought that, no, you really are.
No, you are. Yeah. And it's such a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it hits you like a bulldozer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take me to that night that you signed these papers. Where was you? Were you alone? Did you?
I had to sit in the solicitor's office, and I think that the last couple of hours we kind of, Richard was over in one solicitor's office and I was in the other one, and things were kind of started to back and forth. And up until that point, I thought, this is not going to happen. Mm-hmm. There's no way,
this was an MBO, yeah?
Yeah, which was just me.
Just you.
And I thought, there's no way this guy who's spent all of his life building something is just going to walk away. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew and I know Richard really well. Mm-hmm. And I thought, at the last hours, someone's, so I had lost the excitement of it all and kind of just waiting to see what was going to happen. And
how long did it take from the moment you were able to agree a value to?
It was about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a tough 6 months as well, because it must have been hard for him seeing, I had to kind of run the day-to-day and kind of starting to take over things, and he was kind of dipping out a bit more and going back and forth to South Africa.
Okay.
He loves, so he lives there now. And, we would kind of clash heads over certain things. And yeah, it was a tough time, but I never thought it was going to happen. So even when I'm signing all these papers, I was thinking, is it going to happen? 100% out? I just thought.
Honestly?
I thought, no.
Even up to that point?
Yeah, because even I'm thinking myself now, I would never be 100% out. Absolutely not.
I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm not going.
No. Yes, I don't know. I kind of thought, no, maybe at the last minute he's going to say, I want to keep 20%.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind. Or
did he write into the SPA anything about, and do you have any, sort of covenants there as far as him being able to take back control or anything like that? Or was he fully confident that you'd be able to, I mean, you don't have to say the value, but I'm guessing it was a few quid.
Yeah, but straight away when we started talking about it, he was like, I want you to do it. Mm-hmm. Just you. He said, I want you to do it.
Was there anybody else in the team at that point that you thought, actually, probably they're going to feel a bit?
Obviously, my best friend.
Of course.
He's been there for 32 years. And who pretty much knows the business inside out. Okay. Has done every role, has moved her way around, and really valued pet person to me in the business and certainly the senior team. Thought, how's she going to feel, But we spoke about it, and she honestly said herself at the time, she said, I'm not as career driven as you are. I want to be part of it. Of course I do. And then she always will. And, there's other ways that I can make sure that she's well looked after and, and part of it and always will be.
And is she still there?
I think we'd kind of, yeah. She's still there, yeah.
Love it.
She will be there to the end of days until I retire, and then she'll want to retire so we can go off together into the sunset. Thelma and Louise.
It's very rare though, isn't it? It's very rare.
It
very
is.
Rare.
And I think some people think, how the hell do you have a best friend? Yeah. Like we're going on holiday in 2 weeks now to Rhodes. But because it's 19 years together, we've worked so hard to go, as soon as we step out that door, the work stays there. And we consciously work at not talking about it. Same with my boys.
That's good.
Very rare we talk about work outside. We're family. But in work, they call me Angela, which everyone thinks is phenomenal. So, yeah.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah, they think, oh. But it works. Yeah, it works.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. All right, Ange.
Yeah.
Put the kettle on.
I know. Especially the youngest one. Yeah, he used to. Ange.
Does he? Love it. I suppose darkest hours. You know, every business owner has a moment where they feel like, you know, the wall's caving in. And, you know, it can be a real lonely place then. You know, what was that hardest, most brutal moment that you've had or faced on the journey so far?
I think when you get those dreaded calls that somebody's gone bust.
Yeah.
Because I know all the contractors very well.
Yeah.
And, you know, somebody will phone, oh, have you heard about so-and-so? And your immediate moment is, how much do they owe us? You know, because selfishly,
Yeah.
you're thinking, what does that mean for us? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And yeah, that can be really tough. Yeah. You know, that can be tough. And I think you've got to work really hard to make sure you've got money in the bank.
What's that biggest loss you've ever had?
We've had a couple of contractors over the past.
We're talking hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I'd say probably over 200,000 each, maybe.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot, and you know that takes a long time to recover, doesn't it?
Does, yeah.
And get or to replace what that is. You know, that's just sales, and then it's the profit, and then it's the, you know, all the lost materials, and you know, they're all bespoke things. What do you do with them?
Yeah,
they've got to go in the skip. So yeah, that can be lonely, can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then not. Who do you share that with? Do you share that with the husband?
Yeah, he gets all the dumping.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets the happy times and all the very stressful times.
Yeah, of course. But your senior team, you say they're good.
Yeah, they are. You know, and they'll rally round. You know, they're like, right, what? You know, they're like an army base. What do we need to do? Right, who needs to do? You know, they all take.
And what have you got? Have you got commercial director?
I've got commercial director, finance director. I've got a head of kind of compliance and HR in the business side.
Yeah.
I've got a head of business development. They're my closest team. So they I can't speak highly of them enough. They'll come to the rescue.
Did you put them in place, or were they already in place?
So Helen, my bestie, she was already in place, but the roles kind of shaped and changed over the years. So she kind of jumps into like, oh, I'll take that, or I'll own that. She'll do that. And then head of business, I brought in, commercial director, the board kind of, which was nice. It wasn't me saying, oh, I want to make my son a director. Yeah. It was more, they kind of said, you know, Dylan's sitting at board, and, you know, he's very bright, he's very intelligent, and can go somewhere.
Yeah, so he wasn't really seen as the silver spoon kid. He was seen as the lad who worked really hard.
And he's earned the respect from everybody in the business, from sweeping the floor right through his career there. So, and he's had it tough, to be fair, from me. So yeah, he earned that. Yeah. But yeah, they're a good bunch.
So the darkest hours are usually the losses.
Yeah, I think so. And I can't think of worse times. I mean, when sales are slow, you especially me, I kind of think, oh gosh, what if they don't come? What if we're not doing enough? What if, you know, this goes on for 6-7 months, not 3 months? What if it carries on? Have we got enough reserves? Can we ride it out? Can we, you know, you start to kind of think about all those things. Are you doing the right thing? Are we doing enough? And that's lonely. That you just gotta kind of pull people in, haven't you, and not try and just deal with it yourself. I think that's where the darkness comes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I find it quite interesting because, like, you're a woman in a construction type of business.
Yeah.
You say that?
It is definitely construction.
And so how does that affect you in any way, shape or form? Because people still talk about all this shit, women in business, la, you know, and like I've seen like women on how good they can be in our industry. you know, and so like respect all the way for them.
Yeah.
So that's why I've got huge respect for you and what you do. And have you found that hard?
I think probably in the early days, some comments maybe. I mean, people only know how they feel. I can only tell you my opinion and how
of
I
course.
feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel vindicated as a woman or treated any differently. I got utmost respect from all the contractors I work with. Maybe probably the early years, maybe year 5, that kind of thing, when I did want to make something of myself, found it quite tough going on to building sites, and you know, when things were just starting as brown sites and I've got the boots on, and you know, it was like you would swear tumbleweed had rolled through the site when you walk in there. But now it just seems much more acceptable. It does definitely. It's changed. Yeah, I mean, I talk to loads of women about wanting to work in construction, especially young women.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, absolutely, of course you can. You know,
Absolutely.
Get in there. But no,
So you're an advocate for that. You know, keep pushing.
Yeah, and you have got to be strong. You know, I think you have got to be strong. There's some really tough people to crack out there, I think, because there's a perception. But I think once people get to know you and they, oh, she does kind of know what she's talking about, right? Okay. Or if you're talking about technical things, you know, then you do get that respect. So, no, I've got really great kind of peers and things in the industry. So yeah, I haven't got anything bad to say.
And would you say that like now the business is it stable? Is it growing? Where are you at as a business right now?
We're trying to scale. That is the vision, so that, you know, we stopped doing residential work a year ago.
Okay.
I mean, that was probably bringing about 650,000 a year for us.
Okay.
So it was a big decision.
Yeah.
Which was a challenge that we had at board, from one of the investor that's with us, so Development Bank of Wales, invested a part with me to be able to fund the buyout.
Okay.
And he happened to say, you know, what kind of profit are you making on residential? And I was quite self-assured. I was like, oh, it's really good margins. Yeah, we make really good money with residential. And I went away from the meeting and I thought, do we?
Yeah.
Because the question he was asking was, there's so much noise. I mean, you're saying your first time fit rates, you know, it's dropped a bit, but it's all residential. Your remakes, it's residential. You know, so he could tease that out from not being blindsided by being in the business. So I kind of walked away from that thinking that's a really good challenge. And we did run the numbers and we were like, not actually making any money from this.
Yeah. Where's that commercial director?
It's very small margin.
Yeah.
You know, he was all over that. So he was like, yeah, let's get under the numbers of that. I mean, our systems are not good enough to scale at the minute, and that's the challenge just now.
Yeah.
Very poor system that we've kind of it's been dragged along with us. So we're trying to do a lot of work around that, which we will identify things like that then.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, we just turned it off. We were like, let's just stop doing it. So we came back in January last year, like, no more residential. So people were ringing, we were like, sorry, we don't do residential, it's only commercial.
Is that hence the rebrand and everything? Was that?
We just thought it was the right time to kind of step it up a gear. You know,
Yeah,
we're commercial, we're professional.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be recognised for that. So, and we all hated the logo.
Yeah.
Everyone.
It was terrible, wasn't it?
Everyone in the business hated the logo.
It was crap.
It was great in the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
And the 90s, it was very retro. And it was.
Yeah.
But then, and the colours.
It was very bubbly, wasn't it?
It's very swirly.
Yeah.
And just kind of as those years go on, we just thought we've kind of outgrown that a little bit. How do we rebrand ourselves? And it was part of the moving, you know, we are just commercial. So, but I think what that's allowed us to do is focus more on project work and get more of that kind of brand work and things. So, yeah, it's helped us shape the vision, I think.
And I suppose what's the ultimate dream here, Ange, you know? And the reason that I touch on that is because I don't think enough people really, really focus on what that dream is. People go, it's like me saying, right, I want to play for Manchester United tomorrow. Chances fucking zero. Yeah. So I look at it and go, if somebody's got a dream and what they want to achieve, and then we go, actually, what's the chances of them actually achieving this dream? Because I've got a massive passion for small business. I've got a massive passion for people really wanting to grow something great. So when I go, dream outcome, chances of getting there, and how long is it going to take? And then I look at how much effort and sacrifice have I got to put in to get to that point?
Yeah.
So I look at all of that and go, what for you, Ant? What is that dream outcome? You know, for you, what are you aiming for here?
For me personally, I think I want our team, our business, to be recognised as the choice. So, I mean, we supply mirrors, showers. You know, we've done amazing jobs like the Ivy. We do Marriott, Premier. We do all of these lovely brand names.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're never the sole specified. And it's getting into that decision maker and being the choice. I want to be recognised as being the choice to, I need to go to Abbey Glass for that.
Yeah.
And you've got to constantly work really, really hard. I don't know about you.
Architects, designers. Yeah.
And those turn all the time. The one good thing about that is if they go to another business, they tend to contact you and say, oh, you know, I'm with so-and-so now. And you think, oh, great, that's another opportunity.
Yeah.
But I think it's just trying to maintain that momentum that you want them to think, when I want a really high-end bespoke shower, I'm going to go to Abbey Glass. And that's what we're all working towards. We're all really pushing for that recognition, I think. And the succession behind me, I think that's a big vision for me.
Is it?
I really, even when we're in meetings, I'm constantly thinking, if somebody says something, I think, you're not thinking the way I would want you to think about that, or you're not thinking about the long game here. That's a very short-sighted thing to say, or behaviour, or so I'm constantly looking at who's next, because I will want out one day.
Of course.
And probably overanalyze that a bit too much.
No, I think you're right though. I think like not enough leaders pay attention to that. It's a really good point. Like that, I learned maybe 3 or 4 years ago that talking less.
Yeah.
And there was a moment for me a couple of weeks ago where 2 people in the same week, 2 different people, seniors in the business, all I wanted to do was stand up and fucking clap. Do you know that moment of
hallelujah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying exactly what I would be saying, but that has taken time.
Yeah.
Because I think most small business owners want to be the voice. So they want to be, because they want to be the dominant one. They want to be the one that's telling them that this is what they're doing. But what I think they forget is that leading is about them telling you what they're doing, not you telling them. Because as soon as the opposite effect happens, that's when you know you've got a really good team.
Yeah.
Because for years, I just remember going, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Then when they start going, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this and we're doing that. And I go, fuck, that's what they should be doing, as seniors in the business. I'm there to go, well, have you thought about that properly? Have we really strategized on that? Have we really got into the numbers on that? You know, not the telling anymore. And so it's a really big point for like the listeners that as a leader, like the moments that you can be quiet, always talk last. I never make the error of going first. Somebody asks my opinion, it's always, well, what do you think? You know, no, and I do that even if I was downstairs and somebody was asking me something average. It would be, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do see moments of brilliance sometimes, and I think, oh, yes.
Then see moments of absolute shite.
and that I was going to say, and then we have moments of, well, you want me to own stuff, and now you're challenging me, and I'm thinking, because that's a really stupid thing to say. I don't say that, but then I'm thinking in my mind,
how brutal are you, Ange? Are you brutal?
Yeah.
Are you?
I think it's my face. And the old owner would have said, I have got a face that would sink 1,000 ships. Because I don't need to say anything. I can just look. And I happen to have flaky nostrils as well. And I think when they come out, everyone's like, oh, God. But yeah.
Sounds like my wife.
I have learned
Standing bitch face, she calls it.
It's more I don't say it.
Nor does Stacey.
I don't say it. I'm just or I might be thinking, what on earth?
Yeah. She don't have to say nothing. I could
Yeah.
look at her and I just know.
Yeah.
And she gets the flary nostrils and I just know straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm in trouble
They
here.
do come out. They do come out. But I do love I love people making decisions.
Yeah.
And I will stand by and I will protect my team. But I think what we've learned probably the past year is that we tend to all jump into defense mode immediately without all the facts as well.
Okay.
So we've had to all kind of have a chat about that because it's right. Let's not reply to that straight away now because they've been quite aggressive on email.
Yeah.
Let's go and look at what's happened.
Take a breath.
Before we go in there with no,
We're not.
we're not at fault, but we are. That is a thing we have to come through as a team because if that's still a bit disjointed, some people are very passionate. Some people are like, "Oh, how did that happen?" And we need to regroup.
Get it. And the team now of where they are you working with them on a monthly basis, or how have you developed that team?
So, I mean, Dylan went off and said, I want to do an MBA. He said, I want to learn about business. And I was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, good for him.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So he did that, graduated while he was working. He done it. And he's seen a different side, more the commercial side of it now, I think. So, and then I've got head of business development. I mean, they're pretty young, those ones round about me. So I'm saying young, they're late 30s. My oldest is 28. So they've still got quite a bit to learn.
Yeah.
But I can see in them, real promise. And so I've got a lot of pride in what we are trying to build. And I think what we have built so far in such a short space of time as a team.
Yeah.
Because even my head of business only been with us for 3 years.
Okay.
But there's such change over those 3 years and the roles changed and, I can see them kind of
And has the growth numbers gone up with that? Have you grown for the last 3 years or have you...
The first 2 years after the MBO was hard.
As in growth was hard?
Yeah, because we had to focus on investment and machinery and new vans and we had to do all of that. And,
So you were broke?
Yeah. So
It's tough.
we were like, we need all this stuff. We've got to do it.
Yeah.
So we put a lot of investment in. And there's still quite a bit of investment we need to do in terms of some of the machinery, which is aging.
Yeah.
So that's tough. So I think, when you focus on people and it's trying to find the balance of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build. And before you know it, the year is gone, isn't it?
Great.
Yeah, it's
rapid,
really May.
isn't it? Yeah.
I'm like, where's the first quarter?
Yeah,
We're
totally
really
get
into the end of the second half, the first half.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just always seems like there's so much to do, but
And what's the revenue target? What are you aiming for?
we've been quite conservative in where we wanted to get. I mean, we wanted to get to 6 million last year, so we're quite happy we got there.
Yeah.
Because the first half was really tough. But the second half, all the work we put in that first half came, and it happened. And we had to make some tough decisions last year.
Did you?
After the first quarter.
Okay.
Because we thought, if sales are here and are overhead,
You can't.
and that was so tough. I think we lost about 8 people in some
Redundancies.
key positions as well.
Yeah.
But
Did you
it
do
was
them,
the
Ange?
right decision.
Did you do them?
Personally, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually spoke to everybody, even the people that wasn't leaving,
Yeah.
because I wanted to reassure people that, there's times when we have to make these really hard decisions. And I explained.
And they're horrible, aren't they?
Yeah, I had to explain about the role. It wasn't the person.
Yeah.
It was the role. We couldn't justify spending the money on at that time. So
Yeah.
yeah, and that was a really dark time.
It's horrible, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Because I think, like, just as emotionally, that can really take its toll on you.
it did, yeah.
And it really beat you up, and that, for me, like, is probably the hardest thing,
Yeah.
especially when you're having to let go of good people.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that
And they become
They
friends
don't deserve
as well,
it.
don't they?
Like you feel like they don't deserve it, right?
Yeah.
The twats, they're easy. They're easy. They're absolutely easy conversations. And that's why now, like, you know, we've got now a proper rigorous process around like our recruitment. Yeah. Like culturally, they have to fit. I've always said talent can be taught, but you can't teach somebody not to be a dick.
No. Behaviours are
Massive. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
That was the change with us, to be honest.
Was it?
Because I've always, any youngster I speak to, I mean, even my kids, I used to say, you don't need the qualifications. You know, you need to be hardworking. You need to have a good work ethic. You need to be sensible.
Yeah.
You know, and you need to be humble. And if you don't know something, ask. You know, teach yourself. And that goes for kids today. You see these people racking up huge debt in university and things, and don't have a job at the end of it. So if you choose to go into employment, just, go for it.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you've got to lose good people, I think.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Our ethos is like built on total giving a shit. You've seen it's all over the walls.
Yeah.
You know, it's what makes us tick, yeah. It's not fucking corporate bullshit.
I love it.
It is literally who we are.
Yeah.
Right. It sits within us. So when you have like them moments of like something's going really wrong and, it's crashing out and everybody's, jumping around, what makes you keep going? Like, what's that one thing that like keeps getting you out of bed?
I think is seeing the passion in other people, because I'm very passionate. People will say to the point of I can be quite aggressive.
There's the squelch.
I'm like, it's not aggression.
It's not.
No, I say it's not aggression. I'm just really passionate, because I'm thinking, how?
Yeah.
How has this happened? How can we be in this position? But I just need to get to the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. And it's not like it's a witch hunt. I'm not looking for somebody to blame. Mm-hmm. I'm like, we can't do this again. You don't do it again.
Yeah.
So I can be quite passionate about things like that. And, I'll be really honest, I don't care if people make mistakes. I don't. And it can cost us a lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah, costs us a lot of money. I know that person is suffering. Mm-hmm. I don't need to add to the suffering, but I need them to understand next time we'll do this, or because we did that, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I want us to sit and talk about
100%.
it. Not sweep it under the carpet.
Correct.
Sit behind closed doors and call them whatever. It's let's get in a room, because we say stop. Just stop. And everybody stops, and then we just get together and say, right, what is going on?
Yeah.
And you just got to make a plan, haven't you?
Yeah, it's an own it scenario for me.
Yeah, make a plan and find a resolve.
Yeah. Like, I just won't have that narcissistic type of...
No.
Well, it was him. It was her.
No.
No, I'm not having that.
No.
No, we've got an own it board we have. You write your name on the board. You fuck something up.
Yeah.
Write your name on the board.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying, like, that's not bad. That's where the learning's done.
Yeah.
I covered this morning, actually, in the team meeting.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, no, but I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need anybody to tell me I'm doing a good job. I just want to know where the shit is. Because where we're shit is where the gold is. And if we put our names up there, we got to learn from that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your name back up there again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that own it, that's one thing that I would always say. That's why I'm exactly the same as you. I'll never throw my rattle out the pram. I'll never get angry about the tens of £1,000s worth of mistakes that we make. I won't, as long as you own it.
Yeah.
But the day that you don't own it is the day that me and you fall out.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't deal with the hiding things, or because in construction, it goes from 0 to 100.
Oh.
And we all feel that in our building, especially if somebody's off for a fortnight. That's the best.
Yeah. The holiday.
Somebody's off.
Holiday
on
curse.
Holiday,
yeah.
And everyone's making this assumption that this is what's happened
because
we don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just assess what's going on. And it's always a different story, and it's different,
Yeah.
But I think maybe 10 years ago, it would have been, right, who's done this? Why, and there would be a proper finger pointing. So people did used to hide stuff. Mm-hmm. So I have to keep saying, just own it, be responsible. Mm-hmm. What's the resolve? That's the plan. Yeah, because
It's
you
so
know there's
important.
always a customer just waiting, isn't there?
Oh, always.
Waiting.
Always.
Get on with it.
When you've had them problems with the toxic people, how do you address them?
That's a good one. Because there's been toxic people in our business. We chose a different approach because we obviously inherited what was there, what we had to work with. And initially we chose to ignore it and focus on everybody else.
Okay.
So they then became isolated, and then, they'd either leave or it'd get to a crunch point where it's like, this is not working. You're not team, or you're not part of it.
Yeah.
And we still do that to a certain effect. I'd say we still focus on the more positive people, the people who are invested, the people who are committed, the people who take absolute pride in what they're doing. And, I can honestly sit here and I can say there is no toxic people in our business today.
That's amazing. Good for you. And how do you now make sure that stays consistent as you scale?
It's like that. You touched on recruitment. I mean, our recruitment 10 years ago to what it is today, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You'd interview 5 people and you needed them to start Monday. So you'd be like, oh, he seems okay, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ticking all the boxes.
We've all been there. He can hold a knife. Yeah. Give him a job.
Can you drive? But it's more than that now, isn't it? It's
of course.
Do they fit in with our team, which is critical. Are they honest?
Yeah.
What makes them tick? We're a bit more intrusive in the interview process now.
100%.
And it is really about, it's the positivity of things, which I know is working, because even in our installation side, we don't get people ringing up saying, can't be done. We get people ringing up saying, I'm just letting you know, I've made a decision. We're going to take this piece of glass off, and this is how we're going to do it. My response, is it safe? Well, we're going to give it a go. At any point we don't feel it's safe. I'm like, that's the right people.
Yeah.
100%. They're letting you know, they made a decision, they've made a plan.
Yeah.
Happy days.
We dropped the C-bomb straight away as first, right in the interview. Drop the C-bomb straight away. Because what you're looking for there is, because if that just...
shock.
If that, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If that instantly gets their back up or any of that, you instantly know it's over. Yeah. So then I'll just stop the interview.
They're not going to fit in.
They're not going to fit. Because that type of language can fly around our warehouse, can fly around with the lads, can fly around the office all day long. And if they can't get that, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I've always found that a big one as well, that one of the questions that always gets them is well, what would your family say about you? Because they'll really think about that. Because they'll really think about what that impact. Or the other one that I like to start with is, what would your friends say about you? Yeah. And you'll always find they'll get a little smirk, because they'll think of their first closest friend. They'll think they probably think I'm a bit of a twat.
Oh, you make me think about my family for I'm thinking.
But those getting into them, as far as as I said, talent can be taught. Yeah. So understanding whether they can fit is so important. And since we've had that process in place, touch wood, we haven't employed somebody that has gone rogue.
The recruitment process is tough just now, isn't it? The industry though.
It's hard.
I mean, we had some interviews recently. We wanted them to bring presentations. And they were all AI, and you can tell. And I was like, they haven't even tried to disguise this.
Yeah.
So that's, you kind of cut corners. You haven't really put any effort in.
Yeah.
I was like, just no.
Sad, isn't it?
No, I just
sad that is.
Don't get me wrong. Don't even get me started on AI. Yes, it's useful, but I think when you can see it and it's blatant and it's not kind of what you expect it to be used for, you kind of think.
Well, when there's no thought gone into it, you can see that. 100%. What do you think about A players So, like a guy said to me once, he said, like, we're just an average bunch of people building something great. And the more I thought of that, I was like, yeah. And then you get like this one like type of A player, which just bats a little better than everybody else. Yeah. Like, how do you ground them type of people? Like, because if like, for instance, they sit from a culture point of view, they fit in, but they're so good at what they do. How do you make sure that in the office environment, especially when everybody's sat there, have you ever experienced that before, where you've got this A player that literally just bats far better than everybody else?
Yeah, but I think you need them.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
There's no point in having a bunch of people that are all the same.
Yeah.
And you certainly need those people who are going to come through the succession side of it. You want people that are that bit better, or, you know, you want people better than yourself, which took me a long time to get. But I understand that. But yeah, I don't know. You definitely need A players. And yeah, we've got a couple in our team.
Have you? And do you keep them grounded, though, on a level, you know?
Yeah, you have to, don't you? Just rein them.
Well, that's what I mean, because otherwise they turn into the Ronaldo, and then they're running off with the flag all the time.
Yeah, you're like, well, where are you going over there? Yeah.
And that causes toxicity, doesn't it?
It can cause discord in the team ethic, can't it? It can go a bit wrong. But you do need a couple of them. I definitely believe that you need them. Yeah,
me too. I know you need them. It's just that grounding piece that I think some people, a lot of the people listening in, will be thinking, well, I've got this great person. I heard one the other day, got this great person, but they've started to build a business on the side as a hustle.
Whoa.
Doing what we do. What should I do? Should I hold on to them, or
go and enjoy yourself? Good luck, mate.
Good luck, mate. Be 45.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, you can't do that.
No.
Because they see them as so integral.
Yeah.
That they can't live or work without them.
You can't put them on a pedestal. Definitely not. I think, you know, they need to be, they're still part of that business, and they need to have that foresight that they're not better than everybody else.
No.
They just got different ways of doing things.
How did you learn? So have you learned, like, your leadership and all that sort of stuff?
I mean, if you ask my family, and just think about what you said about family and friends.
Yeah.
If you ask my family and friends, they would say I'm crazy, as in I think I can do anything.
Okay, no, that's good.
No,
is that the entrepreneur?
It's dangerous.
Is that what that is?
I think it's just that independent drive, or passion of
nobody will tell me no.
Yeah. I mean, I bought roller skates a couple of years ago. I nearly killed myself. I've had a guitar. I used to do baton twirling when I was like 14.
What is baton twirling? What is this?
Majorettes. So I've still got a baton. I taught my son how to do it. My youngest in COVID. So I do all these wild things because I want to go paddleboarding. So I went paddleboarding. But petrified, shaking like a leaf, thinking in the middle of the sea, thinking, what am I doing? I'm petrified. They should not be here.
Brilliant. So you'll always challenge yourself.
Yeah, because in my mind, I can do it. But I could really hurt myself. Yeah,
so it's pretty scary at the same time.
Yeah. I got to have my husband saying, and I don't think you should do that. You're nearly 50 now.
So what is... So when you think of that, like, you know, them things that scare you, do you lean into that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that a psychopath?
Maybe. But I think you're on the right track, though, because isn't that what we do?
I get really nervous, and I think, oh my God, what am I doing? And then after it, I'll be like, oh, I enjoyed that. Like, why am I doing a podcast? Why have I agreed? Why have I agreed, Charles, to do a podcast? I don't know. But yeah, and then I'll do it.
And
I'll be like, oh, that was quite nice.
Yeah, that's quite, yeah. And that's good, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is brilliant, because that is really where most people will get held back, because they won't do it.
It is bizarre though when you think of my overanalyzing, overthinking
It is.
mindset and my drive of wanting to risk.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous combination.
It is. It's an odd combination.
It is.
It is an odd combination because you're either one or the other, really.
I'm a complex character.
No, I agree. Good for you. High performing teams. How do you make sure that as an operator that the shop floor gives a shit about everything that you're doing as a business? And the reason that I say shop floor, I mean that from the lads in the warehouse to the engineers on the road. That can be, especially we find, the disconnect between us internally and the lads on the road.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
That's the tough one. How do you try and bridge that?
It is tough because I haven't quite cracked the communication side with the external teams yet, because they, like you say, they're gone on a Monday morning, 6 o'clock, and I don't see them till Thursday evening sometimes.
Sometimes the following Monday.
I think it's just trying to keep them updated, keep them informed. We do team building things. We have the coffee truck comes in. We try and do things where we're all kind of chatting. And like we have a Monday morning meeting. Every morning we have a morning meeting, and we have shop floor meetings, kind of open shop floor forums where we'll all sit. They'll kind of bring things in. We have a representative for install. Who they will feed in questions or things they want to raise. So that's probably the one thing that we kind of get good two-way feedback on. But it is really hard. It's hard to do the best for them and make sure they are really kept informed. So I find that quite hard. I'll stroll up and down the shop floor and I know everyone's business. I don't know why people just love telling you what's going on in their family.
No, that's fair.
And it's lovely. So
that's nice.
You get to know the children, their wives. So you kind of.
And you make a conscious effort to do that.
I do, yeah. And how are you? What's been going on? Do
you get out to site much?
Yeah. I'll go out to site. It's probably not as much this last year than I have done previously. I think that's because I was doing an all-encompassing role. I was a project manager. I was the client contact. I was doing all the quotes. I was doing all the sales. I was, doing everything. And I found that hard to be sitting back and overseeing. I struggled with that.
But you're there now?
I got 12 jobs on my desk now. I'm like, I'll just do these. Are
you there now? Are you good at the overseeing?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm pretty on the pulse with what's going on, and if I'm not, I'm certainly asking. Because it's the same old. You'll get a contractor copies you in, because something's not quite going the way they want it to go. And I'm conscious not to respond immediately, 100%. But go and find out. Look, why have I been? Why am I copied in? Is it? I need to know before I go back. So no, I like the face to face. I'm very old school. I hate all this emailing.
Just ready to it.
I used to be terrible because I used to type as I spoke. So I'd be exclamation marks everywhere, the capital letters. People would be like, "Why are you shouting at me?" And I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just emphasizing." They're like, "Oh no, it's really aggressive." And is it? So I don't use exclamation marks anymore, and I don't put things in capital letters. I do bold things sometimes. But, I think it's hard to do it all, isn't it? It is hard.
No, it is. So we'll do more of a fast fire. Okay. So, what is the single biggest lesson your family has taught you about being in business?
Two-way respect. Even both my sons have pulled me up before and said, "I didn't like the way you said that," or in a meeting, "I would rather you'd spoke to me about that outside of the meeting," because I treat them all
the same.
I don't go, "Oh, he's my son." Both of them have probably said it was a bit harsh. "Oh, I didn't like it."
That's fair.
And I think, but I'll accept it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pleased that they've raised it and not just harboured it.
Yeah. What do you see as the biggest difference between entrepreneurs and employees?
The risk. I think employees, they work for a wage and they come and they go home.
Mm-hmm.
But an entrepreneur's 24/7, isn't it? You don't stop.
Never.
And anybody knows they could ring me anytime, and I'll be there. Don't care what I'm doing. Hello.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll always answer the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of leader are you?
It's changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a little bit dictatorial. 10 years ago.
Okay.
I think now I'm more firm and fair,
Mm-hmm.
but starting to push. What would you do?
Yeah.
I'm starting to reflect on a lot of things. I think I'm at that point. I'm 50 this year. If I said that, if I already said that, I'm 50.
No, you haven't already
Not
said that,
stressing
but you
myself.
have said that.
Not thinking about it, but yeah, and I've just got a lot of patience now.
Okay.
I've certainly got.
You're calmer.
Everybody would be laughing at that. Going,
Yeah.
patience.
Patience.
I've got more patience than I had 10 years ago. Yeah.
Is that just down to? Would you just put that down to age? Or would you put that down to experience?
I think it's the experience of the last 4 years that, you've got to give people a little bit of kudos, and you don't really know what people are going through or what's going on. And I think I've learned to see signs of, is everything okay? Or just kind of delve a bit more. So yeah, I've got a little bit more patience.
If we stripped away the business tomorrow, who are you?
Ooh. Well, I can do anything. So I would.
What's it?
I would just do
What's
something else.
What's in here? Like what's in the core? If your soul had some type of KPI, what would it be?
I just always wanted to be better. Just be better. I think my absolute heart is in Abbey Glass. I've had so many jobs. I've never had a job that's kept my attention, my spirit, my ambition, because there's so much you can do and we continue to do. It's just evolving all the time.
Yeah.
And people might go, it's just glass. It's not just glass, you can do so much with it. And yeah, it's just, you learn all the time. I love learning new things. I've just got a dog. It's called Charles. Call him Charlie.
No coincidence.
I call him Charlie. And I'm just loving training him because he's a spaniel.
Yeah.
And I'm reading books. I'm reading books about spaniels. And I had a beagle before who just didn't listen. So this one, I'm like, oh, he's listening. This is interesting.
It's working.
So yeah, I love learning new things. I love it.
And that learning, just cover that off. That learning on a business perspective. Have you ever had a mentor, or who have them people been, them influential people that have helped you navigate? Because it's hard. You come into this business. Guy's been running it for how long? How long was he?
1992 to 2022. Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, And so.
That was his life.
Yeah.
Life's work.
And you learned a lot from him. How did you get any sort of external resource help?
I did. He wasn't a great advocate of the kind of training side of things because he was self-made, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah.
So he was hugely confident in his abilities, whereas me, I was like, I need to. How do I be a good leader? How do I show up for people?
Yeah.
I didn't know who told you to do that. So I said to him at the time, I want to do like a leadership management kind of thing. And he was supportive, not something that he was interested in, but he was supportive of me to go and do it. And it was actually a leadership and management for women at the time. And I thought, well, that's a bit comfortable.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was very uncomfortable.
Was it?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah,
What, just because of the women that were there, or what?
Tear you down and rebuild you again.
Honestly?
Yeah, it was
It's pretty.
intense.
Was it?
Yeah, it was intense.
Did you enjoy it though?
I think when I finished it, I enjoyed it, but I was so uncomfortable through the whole process of it because I felt like I was surrounded by all these powerful people. But actually, the more we were going through it, you know, they'd be crying and all these stories would be coming out, and I'd be like, oh, well, so it's not just me that, you know, there is people here that they're not confident, but just appear confident. So it was a really good process for me to go through. And then recently I've started doing Institute of Directors. So I've just done the certificate in company direction.
Okay, yeah.
Left the finance bit to the end because I was like, I'm not an accountant.
Okay, fair.
And made it through.
You did do it.
I've been running around the factory showing everyone, look, I passed the finance module. And fair play, my commercial director was like, oh my God.
You got through
Thanks.
it. You got through it.
Yeah, I got through it. So, yeah, I think that's the things I've done personally. I mean, I didn't even know how a board operated, what good governance was.
Yeah.
And that's intense.
Yeah.
That's intense, learning all of that. So the IODs kind of helped me with that kind of things. But there is, you know, our chairman's very, very good. He's very challenging. So he'll pick at little things and you kind of think,
Yeah.
But then you go away and your mind's going. And,
Yeah,
you know.
because it's that, I should have known that, or I should have had the answer to that.
And then I've got a gentleman called Mike Falcon, who was the chairman for Glamorgan Cricket.
Okay.
Which might sound a really odd combination.
Yeah.
But he's very, you know, he's CIPD trained, so he's very people focused.
Okay.
And he'll come in, he'll do kind of, he's a good mentor for me, very balanced. Will tell me how it is.
That's good.
Very
That's what
honest.
you need, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, you're quite strong, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you need to be told, don't you?
Yeah. He's really honest with me, and he's been honest with me for the whole. I mean, he's been with us for probably about 15 years, I think.
Okay.
Really. Yeah. So I've got a really good relationship with Mike, and my finance director is very good. So I've got people around about me who I take bits from, and I will listen to them. I do listen to them.
Who would be the perfect mentor for you if you could pick one right now that stands out?
In my
That you know that you could
anybody in the world.
Anybody in the world.
No, Mike.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Bang.
He's fantastic.
Mike's banging.
Mike's banging.
What is one trait you will ruthlessly fire an employee for?
Dishonesty. I don't like lies. There's no, not even skirting past it. You've lied.
Yeah.
You've absolutely lied.
Yeah.
You know, and I will listen to people why, but then at the end of the day, my core is still no. You purposefully lied.
Cracking. What is the biggest sacrifice that you've had to make to get to where you are today?
I think the early years with my kids, I worked really long hours and I worked at home all the time. You know, I'll do it now, but, you know, they're older and it feels more comfortable. But when I look back, I feel guilty.
Do you?
I'm a good mum. You know, I am a good mum. I know I'm a good mum. But I think, did that affect them in any way? That I was always working?
Have you ever asked them that?
No.
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't want to hear what they'll say.
So you're just going to avoid it. So you're just going to avoid it fully.
Yeah, just park it over there. Just keep it in that little box there. Yeah. I think because if they said, "Oh yeah, it did bother us," I'd be like, "Oh my god." But it's a sacrifice, isn't it? I think you know. I know that when I could and I did, I've always showed up for them, and I'm they'll come to me with anything. We've got a good relationship. But it was for something bigger and better. And, you know, I wanted them to have a good life. And that was always in my mind. I'm building a future for my kids.
And you have.
Yeah.
And so you can be very proud of that.
I am proud, yeah.
Because not everybody gets to do that.
No, they don't. No.
So
Every day's a gift.
Great. And the sacrifice that you had to make to get there regardless of how you felt about that situation,
Yeah.
it's still like, you did it and they've turned into good kids.
Oh, they're amazing.
Do you know-
Amazing young gentlemen. Yes, they are.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can't be that bad.
No, it can't. So I won't ask them.
We'll just take that instead. Action or theory? Which one wins?
Action. Yeah.
What is the biggest constraint right now in Abbey Glass?
Whew. Probably there's an exit point at which the investor has to go.
Okay.
And we have really open, honest conversations about that with them and about them. And it's a 4 to 7 year process. We're in year 4.
Okay.
I think in my mind it was always going to be year 4.
Okay.
So can we do it?
So you can get rid of them.
At that point, can we do it?
Yeah.
They're a proper security blanket. Very comforting to have them there because, if things are tough or we
Need some cash or...
They might say, oh, let's pause that for a
Yeah.
bit, or do you want to do this? Or do you want to look at that? Yeah, I mean, they're fantastic. Yeah, they're really good to have around. And that's probably the next leap for me is the fear of them not being the comfort blanket.
Yeah.
So we would probably be on our own 2 feet then. But it's somewhere we need to get to. But I think the constraint then is the investment, the people, the money, the funds that,
Would you ever sell it to the kids?
If I thought that they could continue building it, I wouldn't sell it if I didn't think they were competent.
Right now?
I couldn't sell it to them right now. They're not ready. But I'll know when they're ready and they'll know when they're ready. So, yeah.
That's nice. What is the biggest... What does the phrase give a shit mean to you personally?
Caring. Absolutely caring about what you do. And showing up, I think somebody can process a piece of glass. But when it goes through 3 or 4 people and there's still a chip on the corner, how? That's not caring.
Yeah.
And we all talk about that.
Yeah.
You'd be on the shop floor, you call somebody over and you go, that doesn't look good.
That's
No,
not
it's
right.
not a nice edge on that, is it? What do you think? Oh, I'll put that back to the polish now. Oh, watch out for that.
Yeah.
Care. Just care about what you're doing because that's quality, isn't it? What we're trying to deliver.
Well, that's it in a nutshell.
Oh,
I've really enjoyed...
isn't as interrogating as I thought.
I've really enjoyed the conversation.
And me, thank you.
Yeah, it's been very nice and thank you to have you on. Is there anything you want to promote? Do you want to put a promotion out there? Website, whatever?
Not really.
No?
You can find us. We're trademarked
Okay, wicked.
because we're not the only Abbey Glass, but
Okay.
we're the Abbey Glass.
Okay, got you.
So you can be abbeyglassuk.com if you wanted to check us out on the website. But yeah,
And what most markets do you work in?
mainly commercial
Yeah.
and hotel and leisure is our
Cracking.
big chunk.
Well, thank you ever so much. Thanks for
Thank
coming on.
you.
Enjoyed the conversation.
Thanks for being kind.
You're very welcome. If you enjoyed that, tune us in for the next one. But thanks ever so much, and we'll see you then.